Welcome to the Rotary Club of Beaumont. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. Those on Zoom are asked to mute your microphone, and the speakers can unmute when their time comes up later in the program. Our invocation today is going to be led by Lynn Castle, Executive Director, Art Museum of Southeast Texas. And the pledges are going to be led by Virtue Alexander, beauty consultant, Mary Kay Cosmetics. Lynn.
If you'll bow your heads with me, please. Thank you, God, for all the wonderful things you have brought us as Rotarians and everyone during our lives. Please help us to help others who need our help spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Help everyone on the planet to have everything that they need, want, and desire. Help us all to help each other to have healthy, happy lives here on earth. Help us to live responsibly and to remember that our world is our temple and our home, and to treat it well and to keep it clean and healthy and wholesome for ourselves and future generations. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, Virtue is going to say the pledges now.
Everyone standing. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one under God, one indivisible.
Thank you, Lynn and Virtue. Welcome to all who have joined us as a guest today. We thank you for joining us, and we hope that you'll come back soon. We have an introduction of two new members today. So President-elect Brad Brown, if you'll make your way up here. Here he comes.
Pardon me, Madam President. I was busy visiting with our new Rotarians. I want to introduce you to Kara Timberlake, a new Rotarian. Kara is a communications and marketing manager at McFadden Ward House. Kara was born and raised here in Beaumont, and she says she wants to join Rotary to make a difference in my community, to meet and network with leaders and grow as an individual. I think she's been reading the website, because that is why we are all here. And how would you like to best serve Rotary? She says, I would like to be hands-on with service projects. Make a note. And also help brainstorm ways we can help the community. Sounds like a Rotarian. Did you know that Kara backpack Europe solo in 2018? And she ran a marathon, Chevron Houston Marathon, in 2019. Energetic, service oriented, wants to work on a project. You making notes there? Yeah.
No sound.
Yeah, it looks like we lost sound here.
Yeah, still no sound.
Tradition of Edwards family legacy within the Rotary Club of Beaumont. Well, if you don't know, and I have to tell you, the first Edwards to join the Rotary Club of Beaumont was in 1913 at the founding of Rotary in Beaumont. So we're glad to have Andrew continue the family legacy, how best to serve wherever there is a need. Hear that? Wherever there's a need, I'd love to offer a helping hand to grow the success of the Rotary Club of Beaumont. Welcome, Andrew. Andrew represents the 6th generation Edwards family to join Rotary.
Welcome, new members. We're excited to have you. Now for some club business to discuss the District 5910 conference. Rebecca Maxwell will be making her way up here. And in the meantime, let me thank Chairman John Lee, who over our community service projects for this past weekend. We joined Lamar University's big event day and had 4 organizations that joined out at the playground to give it a mulch refresh. Fortunately for us, the city did most of the mulch. They left us one pile that never seemed to go away until about 25 members of the Sigma Du fraternity showed up, and that pile went away quick. So we want to thank John Lee, the Rotarians that came out, the 100 Black men of Greater Beaumont who sent some people out to help us, and Lamar Rotaract along with the Sigma Nu fraternity. So thank you to those. Now I'm going to turn it over to Rebecca.
Thank you. Do I have a deal for you? Rotary District 5910 conference. We are hosting, the Beaumont Rotary Club is hosting this year's conference because our wonderful district governor is Miss Becky Mason. So she is obviously a member of our club who we love very dearly. You have some flyers on your tables. This gives you the information about our district conference next week. That is next week. We are not going to be meeting as a club next week. So we're going to be using the Thursday session as our club meeting along with other Rotary clubs around our district. Why is this a deal for you? It is free to attend. So it may be one of the most cost-effective Rotary conferences you will be able to get to this year. It's free to attend. You do have to register. It will be via Zoom for our Thursday and Friday sessions, especially for our new members, or if you're interested in inviting someone who's interested in membership, they can also register to attend as a guest. We have 2 fabulous speakers. On Thursday, we'll have Sylvia Whitlock, who was the first female member and president of a Rotary Club. And then on Friday, we have Ann Lee Hussey talking about the impact of End Polio Now, one of the signature projects of Rotary International. Ann Lee Hussey is actually a polio survivor, so I'm excited to hear her story. On Saturday, we do have an in-person opportunity to gather as Rotarians across the district. And I was so excited to hear about our new members' enthusiasm for service. Another great opportunity for you too, but everybody in this room, this is not just Rotarians. Again, we invite you to invite family, friends, any potential member you may be talking to. Rise Against Hunger is a meal packing service project that we will be doing in Cleveland. Now, I had a great question yesterday. Why are we doing it in Cleveland if Beaumont is hosting? But we tried to pick a central location for everyone across the district. So this is a great opportunity to go in person, meet other Rotarians who have a giving heart, and participate in this great service project. All 3 days start at 11:30. You can get there early for fellowship, both via Zoom and in person, but we ask you to attend with us Thursday through Saturday starting at 11:30. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. And hopefully we'll see all of you on the Zoom next Thursday and Friday as we have those great speakers. Now I'm turning the program over to Craig Escamilla, consultant and owner, CAE Solutions LLC, and he's going to take it from here on our program.
Good afternoon, everyone. So today we're going to talk about scholarships and the activities that we've been involved in our club over the years, supporting scholarship recipients. We're also going to hear from some of our current scholarship recipients and introduce some new recipients today. So that's kind of a quick overview of the program. And so the first person we're going to hear from is, he's been in college for a long time, he's been a scholarship recipient of the Rotary Club since before it was founded. No, just kidding. To give you a little bit of a history of what we've done in our club as far as scholarships and scholarship support is concerned, we're going to hear a little bit of that from Michael Wolf. So Michael.
Thank you, Laura. It's an inside joke. We've married up. We both have great wives. Afternoon, Rotarians and guests and students. Rotary Scholarship Program began as a student loan program in 1924 by Ed Stedman Sr., Bill Sanger, and Tom Reed. Just remember, our club was founded in 1913, so it didn't take them long to start doing this. The Student Loan Fund was started to provide loans to worthy high school students who have high records and who needed financial help to finish their education. The loans carried an interest rate of 4%. In the first 28 years of the program, 210 students had received a loan from our fund. Later, the loan program changed from its original purpose of providing loans to awarding scholarships. There were four $500 scholarships given for a number of years. When the Beaumont Rotary Foundation was formed in 1974, the funds from the loan program and then that small scholarship program were moved to the foundation, and the scholarship program was incorporated under the auspices and umbrella of the Beaumont Rotary Foundation. In 2001 to 2002, the Scholarship Fund awarded 4 scholarships for a total of $2,500. In 2002 to 2003, they awarded 2 more scholarships at $625 each. In 03 to 04, the foundation awarded 4 scholarships for $1,250. So they spent $5,000 that year. 04 to 05, it was 3 scholarships totaling $7,500. In 05 to 08, they had a total of $10,000 on 8 scholarships that were awarded. In May 22nd, 2007, the foundation board accrued $16,000 to fund 2 4-year scholarships. Then in 2009, they decided to award 2 4-year scholarships each year from then on. Some of the universities that our awardees have attended have included the University of Mississippi, Spelman College, Rice University, Lamar University, Notre Dame, LSU, Dartmouth, Sam Houston State, Johns Hopkins, the University of Alabama, the University of Louisiana Lafayette, University of Houston, Texas Southern, Baylor, the University of Texas, and Texas A&M. Some of these universities have had more than one Rotary student scholarship attendee. But as one would expect, the University of Texas and Texas A&M have had the majority of these, or the most of these along the way. Actually, in the last 20 years, 8 students have attended each of these schools under our scholarship program. Pretty even. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. I neglected to say that Michael is the immediate past president of the Beaumont Rotary Foundation Board and did a great job of updating some policies and ensuring that we were able to continue to do great things like provide these scholarships. So thank you very much for those words, Michael. So we're going to introduce now 3 scholarship recipients. We'll hear from them each individually. 2 of them are joining us from College Station via Zoom. And so we're going to hear from them a little bit. And I'll introduce our first guest, which is Caroline Fluke-Erk. Caroline Fluke is the daughter of Randy Fluke. We're very sorry, Caroline, wherever you are, that but you can't choose your parents, right? And so she graduated from Westbrook High School in 2012 and went to Texas A&M to complete her undergraduate degree in business honors and supply chain management in 2016, and her MBA recently in 2020. Caroline has spent the past 4.5 years in management consulting, but recently, very recently, as in April 5th recently, switched to commercial real estate working for a multifamily developer. She lives in Houston with her husband, who is also an Aggie in commercial real estate, and their golden retriever. So please join me in welcoming Caroline Fluke-Erk.
Hey, everybody. I just first want to start out and say thanks for having me. I'm going to share my screen. So some of this is going to be a recap, but I wanted to join today. I was awarded the Rotary Scholarship, I believe, in 2011, so about 10 years ago, which is wild to think about, but receiving the Rotary Scholarship has really set the tone for the rest of my story and snowballed into what I've been able to do next. So as mentioned, I'm the daughter of Randy and Emily Fluke. I think they might even be on the call today. Graduated from Westbrook and was one of the people who helped start Interact at Westbrook High School, which was a cool experience. After that, I'm one of those Aggie grads, Gigamags. I went to A&M and was involved in a sorority there and a few other activities, and completed some internships at ConocoPhillips and Amazon during that time. And so the Rotary Scholarship was a big part of helping me go to A&M. And then I benefited from help again by going and getting my MBA at A&M in Houston. And I was able to do that because of my dad's service in the military, which I'm very appreciative of. And then I got a scholarship from the MBA program that helped me complete my Rice Real Estate Investment and Development course. So really each stage of education for me has been fueled by somebody else providing me a scholarship and giving me that opportunity, which has been awesome. And after that, I started at Accenture after college and was there for a little over 4 years doing management consulting. And I just started in a new job last week at the Hanover Company, which again is a multifamily developer in Houston. So made a little bit of a career switch there. And I'm married to John Erk. We met freshman year at A&M, and he actually has just started his company, which is Junction Commercial Real Estate in Houston, and they focus on industrial and land. So I'm multifamily, he's industrial and land. Things that we enjoyed being involved with in Houston are the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. We're sad that it was canceled last year and canceled again this year, but we're really hoping that in 2022 it'll be back and we can volunteer there again. And we're also members of Houston's First, where we're able to volunteer and give back there as well. Here's just a few pictures. We do have a golden retriever that is our life. We love her. And we enjoy traveling and staying active. And that's what this little plug is here. Just a website I started in the past few months whenever I was making that career transition. I wanted to have a creative outlet and something entrepreneurial under my belt. And so I started that. And the advice that I want to give to scholarship recipients for this year is really just to stay physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally fit. And I think each of those are self-explanatory, but making sure that you're keeping your body right, keeping your mind right, your relationships right, and feeding your spirit. And that has really helped me since graduation and transitioning from not only college to the working world, but married life and then a master's program, but all along the way, just making sure that one area isn't getting more focused than another, trying to stay in balance. And of course, to surround yourself with people that make you better. We have a really great circle from A&M. I mean, all Aggies are great people, but we've got a good group of friends, and we've been fortunate to just pour into each other and improve each other and always be there for support when needed. And unfortunately, I have to drop here in a second for a 12:30 meeting. But again, I just want to say thank you to the Beaumont Rotary for giving me the opportunity that really helped start everything else that's on this slide. I wouldn't be where I was if it wasn't for the scholarship. And then to the scholarship recipients, time flies. So enjoy it and make the most of it because it's a great opportunity that you've been given. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Caroline. It was great to hear from you. Congratulations on all your successes. Keep up the great work despite your dad, and we love you. All right, so the next person we're going to hear from, also an Aggie, is Victoria or Tori White. Tori or Victoria is a senior psychology major at Texas A&M University. She's from Beaumont. She was the charter president for the Interact Club at the Central Medical Magnet High School, which is how she knows about our, quote, lovely Rotary Club, according to her. And if I read my emails correctly, she just got her Aggie ring last week. So congratulations, and please join me in welcoming Victoria White.
Hi, and yes, I did get my Aggie ring. She's cute. Let's see. I'm gonna just share my screen. Cute, cute. Present. So, all right, let me move this. So, howdy. My name is Victoria White, and I did attend Central Medical Magnet High School, where I was the charter Interact president my senior year. I currently attend Texas A&M University in College Station, Texas. I'm pursuing a bachelor's in science and psychology. I'm getting a certificate in applied behavioral health, and I'm graduating in the honors program. So exciting. So psychology and me. I chose psychology because I just have the desire to help others. I feel like I'm very empathetic and a great listener. Of course, law and order influenced what I wanted my major to be because the career path and what interests me align. I plan to attend graduate school after graduation. Ultimately, I want to obtain a PsyD, which is a doctorate in psychology, in clinical psychology with an emphasis in forensic psych. I feel like I'm going kind of fast. My career aspirations would be to work for a juvenile detention center as a psychologist or work in a courtroom setting. And as a forensic psychologist, there's a lot of things you can do in a courtroom setting, so it's a lot of options. So what am I doing now? I am currently on the National Collegiate Honors Council as a student board member at large, and I'm currently the co-chair of the Student Affairs Committee. I'm an RA, so here's my dorm. I am in the National Residence Hall Honorary currently as the VP of Recognition, but I just recently found out I'm going to be president next year, so that's exciting. I'm in the Honor Student Council. I'm in the Residence Hall Association as Chief of Staff, and I'm currently working on a Teaching Scholars Capstone, which is a big project. Basically, I'm working with a faculty advisor to make materials to enhance her course, and I'll even be able to do my own presentation next semester. So this Rotary's impact, this thing is like, thank you. So beyond the scholarship, the Rotary Club has really like solidified my love for service above self. Like in every job or organization I've joined, like service has been the center. I attend a school where the core value is selfless service, and I've always found myself like seeking out those opportunities to be of service to others. So I just take the opportunities provided to me and those values, and I'm going to continue to do great things in the future. So reflecting backwards, so just some things that I've learned over my little 3 years. Never be afraid to ask for help. I am the student that's always in my professor's office hours. So there are so many resources on campus. Professors are human, want to help you succeed. And they remember the students who ask questions. You and your experiences are not like others, so never try to compare your accomplishments to others. You're in a lane of your own, moving at the pace you're supposed to be, and you're exactly where you need to be at all times. You're on your own journey, and it's great. And never forget to reflect. So to always make sure I look back to see how I've grown and the things that I want to change. I'm honest with myself, but I've also remembered to be proud of what I've done and celebrate all the little victories in life, because that's super important. Thanks and dig 'em.
Thank you, Victoria. Congratulations on all your successes and keep up the great work. Our final recipient that we're going to hear from today is Mary Kim. Mary is a graduate student at Lamar University, and she is graduating this May 2021 with her MBA in Healthcare Administration. She credits her involvement with Lamar's Rotaract and Lamar's ambassadors for unique opportunities, as well as receiving awards like Senior of Significance. Mary currently serves as the graduate assistant for LU Success, where she enjoys empowering and equipping students to achieve their academic, personal, and professional goals. After graduation, she plans to continue to utilize her education and knowledge in serving and empowering communities. Mary learned about the Beaumont Rotary Club through her leadership involvement in Interact when she was at Westbrook High School. Please join me in welcoming Mary Kim.
Good afternoon, Rotarians and future scholars of the Beaumont Rotary Club. My name is Mary Kim, and I'm a little short for this. My name is Mary Kim, and like Craig said, I am a graduate student at Lamar University. I'm studying my MBA, and I hope to finish this upcoming May this year with a concentration in healthcare administration. When I was looking back on my experience with Beaumont Rotary and my college experience, I couldn't help but think of the values that the Rotary Club, International Rotary Club, has instilled in my life that started from a very young age that I didn't even know about. So Beaumont Rotary Club has contributed to my education, of course, in the sense that it's helped provide financial assistance with my education in my undergraduate years at Lamar. However, as I mentioned when I last came here and spoke as president of Lamar Rotaract, I noticed that whenever I was cleaning out one of my closets with my bookshelf, that there was a book that I found that the Beaumont Rotary Club had donated to me when I was in kindergarten, and I brought it. I promised I would bring it last time, so I made sure to bring it today. And it's the I Like Me book, and it has the little Rotary sticker, Rotary International sticker. So, and it also says in here, this book was given to me when I was in kindergarten. It was a gift from Rotary Club of Beaumont during my school year, 2003 to 2004. And it talks about what school I went to and who my principal was. And as I was looking back in this book, I noticed that there was something that really stood out to me. Hold on 1 second. It says, I hope I will remember that when I came this way, I had fun sharing and caring, learning and growing. And I believe that the Beaumont Rotary Club definitely has instilled those values in me. You know, some of the core values that the Beaumont Rotary Club and the Rotary International Club talks about are education, providing education for individuals, as well as providing mother and children health care, as well as water sanitation and many other core values of that nature. And so throughout my involvement in high school at Westbrook High School as the president of Interact and as a, I believe I was like director of finance, because I ran for a position and I didn't get that position. I think they felt bad for me, so they just gave me that position. But you know, so but throughout my involvement, you know, we were able to help raise money for the Centennial Playground to help students or young children who had disabilities and make them feel welcomed, you know. And so that was something that really touched my heart, in the sense that, you know, how Rotary impacts individuals who usually are not seen or heard, and making them feel welcomed and making sure that they have a place where they do feel welcomed. And then as I continued on at Lamar, where I served at Lamar Rotaract under Miss Rebecca's guidance as president, as vice president, we went to district conferences, and we also raised money for water wells. When Mr. J. Wilson came and spoke, I was truly inspired by that, because I didn't realize that those were things that the Beaumont Rotary Club could help with, you know. And I remember vividly my first true experience of realizing the capabilities that Rotary International offers is when we were invited as high school members to come to a Beaumont Rotary meeting on a Wednesday. And I was a junior in high school, and I was in that director of finance position. And they had this presentation, and it showed how high schoolers and college students went out to international countries and helped. I think the students were building some homes, or they were working with some organization through Rotary and building these places that would help the local members in that community. And so I was truly inspired by that, because if any of you know from my background, I was not born here in the United States. Unfortunately, I was born into a country of military dictatorship. And as many of you may know, that's Myanmar right now. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And it means so much to me to know that there's so many individuals out there and communities like Beaumont, Texas, and throughout the United States that continue to help other individuals in places like my birth country, in places like Honduras, where we were able to provide school supplies during my high school years, in places like Nicaragua, where you're able to provide, I'm so sorry, water, sanitation. I usually don't cry at all, so this is very surprising to me. But you know, and just how much the skills that I've learned throughout my involvement with Interact and Rotaract, the importance of fundraising, the importance of teamwork, and the importance of collaboration when we really had to work really hard to fundraise for these water wells. You know, I'll be honest with Mr. J. Wilson, when I first heard how much we had to raise, I thought it was almost ridiculous, because it was like, we're Lamar students, we're college students, we're very broke, we have no money. But when we came and we spoke to, when Madison and I came here and we spoke to y'all, and we suggested that y'all should definitely help us with this water well, y'all definitely contributed. And as I was looking back last night over my speech from high school, when I received my scholarship through Beaumont Rotary, I was reminded about some of the words I had mentioned, which was, you know, I'm so grateful for the Beaumont Rotary Club because of how much they continue to help us, and there are leaders and there are mentors in our lives that inspire us, and they always make us feel as though we can go to them for help, and they're always having our backs by sponsoring us through Westbrook Interact, and as y'all continue to do so, and really essentially help us reach our goal of getting those water wells to Nicaragua during our involvement in Lamar Rotaract. And you know, a lot of college students usually enjoy parties and stuff, but for me, as crazy as it sounds, I looked forward to going to district conference with Rebecca every year. That was my social event of the year, and that was the only social event I would go to. But because I really enjoyed being able to sit around leaders who had so much to give and so much to talk about, and just to really shine a light on different things that we could learn as young professionals, and how y'all would treat us the same and equally, and see us as a young professional, not just a student, but to genuinely see us as a young professional and equip us and empower us to continue to be leaders in our communities. And you know, as I mentioned, I got emotional about, you know, my birth country right now and the situation that they're going through, but I hope that continues. I mentioned that not to be political, but to remind y'all of the impact that y'all make in everyone's lives. And you really don't know how much it means to us. In the past recent year, my father and I were able to we were able to gather and fund money to help basically build up an ICU unit, an intensive critical unit critical care unit over in one of the towns in Burma. And because the government doesn't really, have any of those resources, ever since COVID started, they were afraid. Here we're afraid of getting COVID, and we could possibly go to the hospital. Over there, they're afraid of getting COVID, and there's no treatment for them. There's no, you could maybe get diagnosed, but you wouldn't even have an oxygen therapy over there. You wouldn't have any facility to help with that. So we were able to fundraise for that. And my dad has always instilled giving back to our community and giving back to others and knowing where your roots are from. He's always instilled that value in my life, but I never really understood it until I never truly understood it until I was involved with Interact and Rotaract and seeing how each and every one of y'all donate and hearing how much you donate in district conference at the end when y'all are awarded all these great awards because of how much you contribute to organizations like Rotary. And, sometimes we think that our footprint just goes in our community, but it really does transcend to on an international level. Thank you so much. That's all I'm going to say because I know I can talk a lot. So, but do you have any questions for me? I guess I'm so sorry. I'm an emotional mess. Thank you.
So what Jay was saying was that not only did the students from Lamar raise enough money for one well in Nicaragua, but two. So thank you, Jay, for adding that. Mary, thank you for your heartfelt comments. You can see what an impact this program has. It's amazing to think, if you think back through what Michael said, of the history of our club, the impact that we've been able to have on so many young people. And you've seen just 3 examples here today, but there's countless throughout the years, back to even before it was a scholarship, right? And the difference we made maybe for people whose family members, people in this room whose family members were beneficiaries, maybe some people in this room, right? And so this is huge. And I can tell you, and I'm sure Rebecca can echo this, that we had the privilege before we both started our own ventures recently to see the impact of scholarship activities every single day on college students. And these are just 3 young ladies who are examples of what we got to see all the time. And this is something that you all may not think of every day as a member of our club, but look at the impact that we're getting to have. And I also just have to say again, look at what going to a district conference with Rebecca does for you. So don't forget to register for this next week, okay? All right. So sort of conclude our program or bring to the final part of our program today, we're going to hear a little bit about the new recipients of our scholarships for this year. And to do that, we'll welcome the chair of that committee, John Bullard. Bullard, sorry.
Good morning. It's nice to see all the faces again in person. I don't know about you, but today I am filled with hope. From time to time, if you spend any time on social media, you can get disenchanted quickly with all the selfies and self-absorbed and face brags of our youth. But I think what you've already just seen is that there's hope for our future and our youth. 3 shining examples of the cream of the crop, those that rise above and exemplify service above self and all the Rotary values. And not only am I inspired by the 3 that just spoke, but I see the light in the future. And today I have the privilege of announcing to you our 2 new recipients that will receive 2 scholarships, $8,000 each, to help them in their college efforts. And they were standouts. But we had a stack of applications that I could, if I had had the money, I'd have given each one of them an $8,000 scholarship. There is hope out there, and Rotary, through everything that it does with RILA and Interact, these youth lead us to the future, and it will be a great future. Without echoes. So I want to try to introduce you to these two new recipients, and quite honestly, I can't do them justice. They are just truly standout individuals. Their resumes and lists of achievements at their senior level in high school make me feel ashamed of what I've been done in my last going on 45 years here. But they are remarkable individuals, and they deserve every dollar of this scholarship. The first one I'll introduce to you is a senior at Monsignor Kelly High School. He has held leadership positions all throughout his term there. He has got a list of volunteer activities that will make you, again, kind of feel ashamed of what you do with your time, including hurricane relief, tutoring, Interact Club, student council. He's an accomplished swimmer. In fact, I think he can probably swim faster than I can run. Cross-country athlete, he's truly a Renaissance man. He contributes countless amounts of hours to coaching youth himself in swimming and other activities. Keith Elger will be the first of our recipients. Keith is here with his parents today, who introduced him to swimming. Keith will be going on a swimming scholarship as well to Niagara University. And one of the things about Keith that stood out to me is he'll be pursuing a career in nursing in the medical field. Again, choosing a career that exemplifies service above self. Keith?
Good afternoon, Rotarians. My name is Keith Elgar, and I'm a graduating senior at Monsignor Kelly Catholic High School. With me today are my lovely parents, Kevin and Therese Elgar. First and foremost, I would like to emphasize how grateful I am for the scholarship, from receiving it from the most prestigious and respectable organization in all of Southeast Texas. To add to that, I'm extremely humbled and honored to be selected as a recipient for the scholarship. With this scholarship, I will be able to pursue a career in nursing and be a part of the NCAA Division I swim program at Niagara University in Buffalo, New York. And in the future, I do hope to be part of the Rotary organization and assist in giving students the same opportunity that I was given by the Rotary Club. It is my heartfelt promise that I will represent the Rotary Club of Beaumont, Texas in the best way possible, and to follow the four-way test. And I can assure you that I will use this money in a good way. Again, I would like to express my gratitude and thank you all. God bless.
Thank you, Keith. Our next recipient her star shines just as bright and just as high as anybody else. She is a senior at Westbrook. She is top of her class at Westbrook. Her academics, again, will make you feel meager. Her academics aren't just strong. She's a published poet. She's a literist. She's an intellectual. And with that intellect, I feel confident that she's going to do great things. But of course, service above self requires service to her community. And she has done that in spades. Again, participation in Interact. She attended RILA, Interact president. She's a volunteer at her church. She participates in the giving field. She is not only a poet, but she's also a musician. She is a role model, to be sure, for our upcoming youth. I understand that she has sort of the pick of the litter in terms of where she will be attending college. I'm not sure if she's made her decision yet or not. Oh, we have? Okay, I'll let you tell them. But again, we have another recipient that is choosing a career that goes beyond her own person. She's good at biomedical engineering. She wants to pursue a career in medicine. And again, quintessential service above self goals and career. It is with great pleasure that I get to introduce today Emma Shoemaker.
Good afternoon. My name is Emma Shoemaker. I'm a senior at my name is Emma Shoemaker. I'm a senior at Westbrook High School, and I am a grateful recipient of the 2021 scholarship. Before I continue, I'd just like to acknowledge and congratulate Keith Elgar on this scholarship as well as the past recipients. And I'd also like to thank John Bullard and the scholarship committee and the board of directors. You know, in the fall of 2021, I'm going to Tulane University to pursue a biomedical engineering degree in the honors program to eventually pursue a career in medicine. And this scholarship will help immensely with these potentially expensive endeavors. But however, the true reward is the ideals instilled by this organization. One of the most admirable aspects of Rotary is that all of its members are unified by a single common intent of goodwill, and which is negligent of one's background and beliefs, yet is personal to each individual, including myself as a member of Interact. So for me, I tend to reminisce in my faith and the relationships that we have with other people. And so I've actually finished a book recently. It's called Miracles by C.S. Lewis, and it kind of makes me parallel some of the ideology. You know, for most of the book, he actually just leads up and sets the parameters of his argument. But so the quote that speaks to me most is in the epilogue, where he talks about everythingism. And this is the notion about how everything is not self-existent and is not and is more important over a particular entity. And so I just wanted to share this quote with you. He says, all things come from one. All things are related in different complex ways, but all things are not one. And so, although we are independent, we retain this position as a constituent in this greater movement for fairness, honesty, and most importantly, humble servant leadership. And so, as I continue my collegiate journey in the fall in New Orleans, I just want to I aim to exemplify these core values and just build a community and a support system for myself and for others that also are in pursuit of communal moderation and personability. So I just want to thank you all each for your contributions to these values and for this reach. And I also just want to thank you all for having me today and giving me this honor that is this scholarship. So thank you all.
like I said, there's hope. There's a bright future ahead of us with these youth. I just want to take a quick moment to thank the scholarship committee for assisting with this. Michael, Sherry, Ed, I saw you up on the screen somewhere. And Jackie, thank you for keeping us on task. It's one of the most rewarding things I get to do every year. So thank you very much. And congratulations.
Thank you, John, for taking that on again this year and for doing such a great job in picking, rewarding two very worthy students. We look forward to hearing from you in the future as you're in New York and you're in New Orleans. It's going to be some exciting times there. I have just a couple of minutes if anyone has any questions. We do still have Victoria that's on the Zoom. Carolyn had to leave, but Mary's here also if you have any questions for them. Mary will be here a little bit afterwards if you want to talk to her then. And also, please introduce yourself to our newest recipients too. Thank you to Mary, Carolyn, and Victoria for being with us today and telling us about your journey through college and with how the Rotary Scholarship helped you and how Rotary has helped you. And thank you for reminding us that the world's a big place, but we're all connected, Mary. As a tribute to our scholarship recipients today, a donation will be made to the Rotary Foundation in the focus area of education. Congrats again to Keith and Emma on your new award. Michael, thank you for giving us a little history of the scholarship. It's been going on a long time. I didn't know that today. Craig, thank you for so graciously volunteering to head this today. And then John, thank you again for doing your part on the scholarships. My very first meeting I ever attended in Rotary as a guest was with Randy Fluke, and it was the day that his other daughter got her scholarship. So, and also another note of interest is Victoria's sister has also got one of our Rotary scholarships. So it's kind of a family fair in some places. And Carolyn mentioned her golden retriever that she takes everywhere, part of the family. We have a golden retriever and you can't take that golden retriever anywhere. She's wild. It's all get out. So I don't know how some people get golden retrievers that are so good. And I got one that's so bad. So as a reminder, there is no meeting in person next week. It's going to be online Thursday and Friday. And this is Becky's year, and we really wanted to do it up big for her in person. And believe me, we had all sorts of plans going on back in 2019. And it didn't go that way. So let's please show up online for her. It's very easy to register. Doesn't take long at all. You can get your link. It's free. And we hope to see you next Thursday on Zoom for a wonderful speaker in Sylvia Whitlock. And on Friday, I have not ever personally heard Ann Lee Hussey, but I have heard that she is fantastic. So I hope you can join us on both days. And if you're able to go to Cleveland, Rise Against Hunger is one of the most fun projects that you can ever participate in because you're packaging rice and beans and different things like that, and it almost becomes a contest to see, you know, which line can do it the fastest. But that is a very fun project, and you can take your family, take your kids. And it's not really that far to Cleveland, so if you're able to go, please do. A very warm welcome to the two newest Rotarians and members of the Beaumont Rotary Club, Andrew Edwards and Kara Timberlake. Thank you for joining us and being with here, starting off this journey of service. You both seem to be very prepared for that. So let's close our meeting with the four-way test of the things that we think, say, and do. First, is it the truth?
Is it the truth?
Second, is it fair?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Third, will it
Will it
build
build goodwill and better friendship?
And fourth, will it be
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you for attending Rotary today. Go out and find opportunities to lead and serve.